Welcome back to Really Bad Movies. Student films.
Student films.
We ended up watching 9 fucking films.
Oh?
So.
That's usually followed by something.
Grandma, are you okay?
Tignan mo pa.
Wala akong ilaw.
An evil-looking face drew his arm back, hand and knife in.
I even had a piece of that muffin.
Is he choked up?
Yeah, I was just about to say that, but I didn't want to point that one out after the whole Zach sex thing. I don't want to be the guy who pointed that one out. It was yours. Oh yeah, it was war-torn.
I looked up from Jack, staring into the eyes of that monster. Anger pulsing in my veins, my rage has never felt stronger. The man kept running, but escape he would not.
We didn't know if it was the one that's supposed to be super sentimental and it's about the war thing.
You know how they say that Vietnam they were sending kids off to die? This
Yeah.
movie must have been like pre-Vietnam when they were sending like 15-year-olds over to fight.
It's like it was sending like all my brain cells off to die.
No, I don't have anything in my notes that says you served.
What do you mean? I was in the army. My friend was killed.
Trudging along this public park of a wasteland.
What was irritating to me right off the bat is young kids acting like they're seasoned war vets and psychiatrists.
No, okay, let's just say they didn't have a budget for anything. They didn't have anything for a budget.
No, he's like,
So
hey.
he's wearing an American flag hat.
Oh,
He's wearing
but
a little
what gets
mask.
me is there was desolation. It was crazy. Yet there's a street right there and a bunch of cars going by.
Empty of joy. Right now, I stand with no energy at all. My mission is done, but now to my base I must haul. Trudging along in a wasteland along my best pal Jack.
It was public park.
Yeah, I love the little trope as well. Oh my God, you're an amazing writer. That is a trope. We see that in every single like really bad movie. Every other really bad movie, everybody's always like, "Oh my God, you're the greatest writer I've ever heard."
Yeah,
How did you write such a thing?
what
It's
is
just the director trying to toot their own horn.
Yeah, he rhymed press with chest.
His eyes could be closed for all you know.
You're supposed to teabag them. Red fish, blue fish.
Where's Maya Nguyen to tell us that he's a genius?
And then
Did
it
you say
turns
Mr. Magoo?
So it ends up that it's his brother committed suicide and he keeps
Oh yeah,
rhyming.
it was the entire thing was a poem about how
He lost his brother.
dude lost his brother in the war, and then psychiatrist is like, oh wait a minute, we've been doing this for 2 years and I don't have a single note, literally. But I don't have a single note about you being in the army either.
Yeah, and then he's like,
lost
oh.
his brother.
And then he just goes, oh, I'm not gonna pay you anymore. Then gets in the elevator.
No,
Yeah.
that's when he's like, oh wait a minute, you're right. It wasn't in the army. It was in our apartment or something like that.
And then he just gets in the elevator in the end.
Yep.
Lo and behold, guys, if either of you commit suicide, know that I'm going to fart in your face. I'm dead on fart in your face. That's not disrespecting the dead at all. That's just telling you, there's repercussions for what you're about to do.
Something's wrong with Grandma. Next one.
So there was a little boy who was
3 minutes long.
transitioning.
This one was probably the best one because it was only 3 minutes.
A little boy was transitioning to be a woman.
He's transitioning to be a goth person.
You're oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Transition
Yeah.
to be goth person.
Would you say
And-
goth or emo? That was very goth. It wasn't emo. I just answered my own question right there.
I hate your pick already.
So then, of course, Grandma notices that
She reminded me of like Tim Burton's Nightmares. It's like, that's what a kid should be.
that was Tim Burton as a kid.
Probably.
Grandma had a trigger in this movie.
Grandma did not like anybody wiggling their legs, and so she went into the bath.
Stop your leg tapping!
She went into the kitchen, grabbed a knife, and then started attacking, just walking towards the little goth girl.
Grandma, are you okay? Grandma.
And then the goth girl runs away, trips, bashes her head because she's never walked in her life.
And
Or run, or done any kind of physical activity.
and Grandma just approached the screen, cut the
And then
black.
just says there's something wrong with Grandma.
Yep.
There's got to be something wrong with Grandma.
I remember a story. While Michael figures out the next one real quick.
I already have the next one.
I remember a story. I was taking a test. It was like, remember tax test?
Yeah.
Remember when it was toss? The very last toss test,
Right?
right?
Star now.
Very last toss test that we ever had to do. I was right right ahead of me was a guy named, I was going to say his whole name. Craig. I'm not going to give his last name. Right?
G?
J?
J?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was nothing but mouth breather. Right? You know, those tests are like 3 hours long. So I'm sitting there, I'm taking tests. After a while, and I keep looking back at him like, after a while, this was like 5th or 6th grade, I jumped up and I go, "Stop breathing through your mouth!" And I scream, yell at him, right? They have me sit away. And I'm just like, but he was breathing through his mouth. What? And the teachers were like, "How do we do this?" I yelled at him. I just could not help it. I even threw my test at him and everything. It gave me a whole new test. I had to go sit away. It doesn't bother me now.